So what's good, y'all? We back in here covering some more NBA draft prospects before the draft comes in mid-June. It's almost that time. We've already talked about a few prospects like Ben Mathurin, Jaden Ivey, Shaden Sharp, just to name a few. Also did a mock draft like a week ago. So now we're going to be talking about one of the more hyped up prospects this past week that no one was really talking about prior, and that is Dyson Daniels, who had played for the G League Ignite team this past season, as Daniels went the route of some of the other recent NBA players like Jalen Green, Jonathan Kuminga, and others that decided that they wanted to skip college and instead wanted to play G League ball. And I kind of like these prospects because they kind of got the best feel for what the NBA game is like. You know, the style, the pace, the type of game that is played compared to college where it's more slowed down, old school, and then they have to come into the NBA and learn what the NBA game is like. Now, don't get me wrong, though, the G League guys will also have to learn too, but they'll be a kind of like a step ahead compared to the college and EuroLeague players that are coming in. But Dyson Daniels, coming out of G League, played pretty well. Averaged 12 points per game, 7 boards, 5 assists, really developed his game during the time he played for the Ignite. Also played in the Rising Stars game in this year's All-Star Weekend as one of the G League selectees in their new format that they introduced. And, pretty good prospect. He's a raw talent type of guy where if his game develops and he reaches his ceiling, he can be one of the best players in this class. And he's a combo guard, got really good defensive potential as he looks like he'll be ready to guard positions 1 through 3 right now in the NBA. With his 6'7" height and 6'11" wingspan. He was already a pest on data in this season, causing lots of deflections, having lots of great contests because of his quick hands and long arms. On the offensive side, also was a pretty good playmaker for his position as a combo guard, which is why he averaged a decent amount of assists this past season. They gave him the reps to have on-ball duties, and he proved to be a pretty high IQ player. Now, he shot kind of unknown as of now. We don't know if he'll play at the point, the 2, or the 3. It's good to know that he can take over those responsibilities to playmake when needed. Dyson Daniels also proved to be an elite finisher this season, can handle contact, very crafty around the rim, and can be a matchup problem for smaller defenders that may be guarding him, which is a big reason why he shot 57% from that area. Now, obviously, Daniels has things to work on, and some of them are major parts of his game, and especially if you're a wing, those are major parts in the shooting aspect because Dyson Daniels did not shoot the ball well from catch-and-shoot situations. Shot 31% in catch-and-shoot situations. Dyson Daniels is also not a great athlete, even though he has size. His speed and athleticism could be a little problem in guarding just overall better athletes than him at the next level. This can also be a problem offensively when it comes to breaking down, defense, off the dribble especially, because we all know that NBA players are faster and stronger, and it just won't be that easy to break down these guys if you're not quick. You got to know your angles and all those type of things. You look at Luka, guys that are slower, they just know how to work the angles right, and that's how they get the job done. And if he can learn to do that, then it won't be that much of an issue on the offensive side. And on the defensive side, even though they say, like I said before, that it could be a problem guarding those quicker wings, I still think his size will play a huge part because the fact that he has those long arms and that height, that type of frame, I think he'll be able to hold him down well enough so it can cover up and make up for his speed and athleticism lacking. But all in all, I think if he reaches his ceiling as a player and it, works out the flaws in his game, Dyson Daniels can be a pretty good player, and he's one of the more intriguing prospects in this draft class because he can be the steal of this draft. Right now, he's projected to go anywhere from that 6 to 12 range, and according to some reports, has even gotten some consideration as a top 5 pick, even though I don't really believe that. I highly doubt that happens. I think it's still an intriguing storyline heading into the draft on where he will land. I think he needs to be in one of those places where that, they can develop him right and it's not going to be rushed and they can take their time and it's, just all in all good organization. I don't think he can get put into a place where they're trying to do a certain thing. Like, for example, the Pelicans. The Pelicans are trying to make a playoff push next season. And if they were to draft him, I mean, they'd have to develop him right, but at the same time, they'd have to sacrifice it a little bit trying to win games. Where I think in a place like OKC, because they got 2 picks, they got the 2nd pick and the 12th pick. If he were to fall to like the 12th pick and OKC were to select him, they can take their time with it, develop him right, and it will fit better. So I think it's interesting to see where he lands, because his potential is really, really high and his floor is pretty high. I think, even if he doesn't become a star player, he can still fit in the NBA really well, because he can be a pretty good wing, whether that's a good defensive player or whether that's just, a slasher. He can fit in the NBA even if he doesn't live up to his full potential. So I think it'll be really interesting to see what happens with Dyson Daniels, because he can be the steal of the 2022 NBA draft class. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. This has been the Checkup, where we talk hoops and hoops only. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.